you doing today? I had so much fun teaching the free masterclass that I taught last week that I decided to come on live again because I miss hanging out with you guys. And while we have TikTok, I might as well come and hang out and do all the things. And I want you to know that when I taught that masterclass, I had no idea what I was going to say, but I just trusted that it was going to channel through to me. And that's what I always do when I come on live. Hey girl, hey, so good to see you 2 times in 1 week. We're back to our old schedule. Instead of becoming live more, I'm going to be going live more. So I want to talk to you guys about mindset, manifestation, all of the things. And what's been channeling through to me this week is really, and make sure to hit the like button and get on here because I haven't been live in so long that we probably are not pulling the live community anymore. But let's fucking go. What I want to talk to you about is understanding how simple manifestation can be. Instead of overcomplicating manifestation, hey girl, hey, we can make it so simplified. And what I need you to know is there's really 2 points of view that you're in. There's 2 perspectives that you're in. There's 2 identities that you're in. There's 2 mindsets that you're in. When we talk about manifestation, I get that it gets complicated because there's so many people giving you so many methods and doing this and doing that and that. But what if my hand is really itchy right now, and that's my left hand, so that's got to mean something. That never happens to me. But anyway, what if, just so if I look crazy, it's just because my hand is really itchy. What if you understood manifestation more simply? What if manifestation got to be something, not that you could do right or do wrong, but if it was just based on one simple fact? Are you being the version of yourself who has the manifestation right now? Or are you being the version of yourself who doesn't have the manifestation? When we break down these 2 categories quite simply, hey Angel, good to see you. When we break down these 2 categories quite simply, whereas we throw out the methods, we throw out all of these things, we throw out all of the extra noise, and we just really focus on the needle moving tasks. This is my goal. Like, I want to see you guys fucking thrive. I want to see all of you this year getting all of the manifestations. I want you to get the money. I want you to get the success, whether that's in your own business, whether that's in your career. I want you to get the house. I want you to have the travel. I want you to have the babies, the cars, the whatever, the vacations, whatever it is for you, I want you to get it all. And one thing that I'm realizing is a lot of people aren't manifesting as easily and consistently and quickly as they desire because they're getting lost in the sauce of all of these things. So I want to give you some signposts to really focus on whether you are on track. So throughout the day, this is what I need you to know. While yes, doing the subconscious reprogramming is important, it's essential. While yes, doing the nervous system regulation work is also essential. Those are the tools that are going to help you to get your subconscious on autopilot. Now, you need to be doing them. You need to be doing them. There is no ifs, ands, or doubts about that. But let's talk about what to do in the in-between. Because I know for myself, when I was really trying to learn how to apply the teachings of manifestation, apply the universal principles, it was like, okay, well, it's super easy for me to make an 18-step routine because I work for myself and I can do that all day long. But it was like, what do I do in the downtime? Like, raise your hand. Let me know. Have you ever been like, I'm just not sure what to do. Like, what do I do right now so that way I can get this manifestation, so that way it can come into me quickly and easily. Like, I'm just not sure what to do. And then we end up scrolling on social media. We end up watching more manifestation content. We end up listening to another podcast. We end up trying to learn more. And if you find that you are like, oh, she's calling me out right now, I do this because I want you to become conscious of the unconscious patterns, beliefs, and identities that are holding you back from manifesting quickly and easily and quite frankly, instantly. Because you truly can manifest instantly when you understand how to master you. So when it comes down to who you're being, we've had this conversation so many times. Who are you being? Who are you being? Who are you being? And I'm realizing in this moment right now, this is turning into a full-blown masterclass. So buckle up because we're going to go here until you guys know my light is probably going to die on me, which is hilarious because I did just charge it. So don't come at me if my light dies on me again today because I just don't know what the deal is with this one. But buckle up because we're about to go masterclass on y'all. It's about to turn into a Who Are You Being masterclass. Maybe I'll change the name later. But I'll repost this on my YouTube channel if you missed any of it. We're just going to go though. We're going to go. So who are you being? I know that you've heard this. I know that you've heard so many times from people that have been teaching it as Neville Goddard, or even throughout the more modern day people like Wayne Dyer. You've heard that manifestation isn't about what you want, it's about who you're being. So the example that I always love to use is the ab example. And I think for the first time ever, I actually put it in a short form content the other day. I use this example all of the time with my clients and in my programs and when I teach live, because I consider you a student when you're here with me live. But I don't think I ever said it in like a short form video. But this, you'll notice when you come into my world, is one of my goals is to make the really intangible things really tangible and practical, because when they're tangible and practical, that's when they're applicable, right? And if something isn't applicable, you might know something on a knowledge level, but you're not going to be able to apply it so that way you get the results and you can continue to repetitively get the results, right? Think about it like the scientific method. This is something that is a hypothesis, it's tested, and then it's replicable. This is how the universal laws work when you understand how to master energetics. And I understand that saying that your head spins out. So my goal is to be able to have these really deep conversations with you, but then I'm going to break it down in a way that your human mind goes, oh, okay, bet, I got this. Because when you get it, that's when you can fucking move. And if you don't know, one of the mottos that I adopted in my life when I was 19 years old in cosmetology school, I had this woman who was the fucking bomb, and she told me, get it, get good, get fast. And I don't think she understood when she said that to me. I would apply it to everything in my fucking life. I am in the get it, get good, and get fast. We're in the get fast period, where I am a mentor and coach, where I'm going to teach you how to get shit quickly. I want you to collapse the timeline from wanting something to getting it. I don't want there to be a time lag. I want you to understand how to do this and how to master it so easily that every single time you fucking want something, you don't even get stuck in wanting and waiting frequency. You move into deciding and moving because you know that you can do it. And when you build enough evidence in what I call your evidence bank, which means your subconscious mind works off of evidence. It works off of past evidence, right? But when you shift into consciously choosing to create a new reality, you're shifting out of the evidence that you previously had, but you now need to build new evidence to prove to your subconscious mind that it works and that it can be true for you. So the way that we are going to consciously create new evidence is by becoming somebody who repeatedly gets what they want. How do you do that? By deciding and moving. When you decide something, you claim it, you move towards it. You don't go into, but what if it doesn't work out? It doesn't look like this is going to work out. I don't have enough money in the bank account. He's not texting me back. I'm not making sales in my business. I'm not losing any weight on the scale. We're not going there, because those stories keep you anchored to the old identity. It keeps you anchored to the old beliefs, keeps you anchored to the old reality. So circling back to what I was saying is it's based on who you are being. When we focus on who we're being, it's not a question of, will this work for me? How do I get this? Can I manifest this? It's about, what energy am I showing up in right now? What mindset am I actually playing out? What am I expecting? How am I speaking to myself? What is my self-talk all day long? How am I feeling? How am I showing up? So many people manifest very inconsistently and very haphazardly because they're getting lost in what I call your mind. It's a maze. It has been programmed to lie to you. And so many people, even with manifestation, are getting lost in their mind in this maze, and then they're getting really frantic. Come back. Come back to where you are right now, because the moment you're breathing into is the moment you're manifesting from. And if you're not consciously aware of the breath that you're breathing, you're not consciously aware of the thoughts that you're thinking. You're not consciously aware of the self-talk that you've got going through your mind. You're not consciously aware of the emotions that you're playing out. And if no one's ever told you this, you actually get to decide how you feel. Is it going to require regulating your nervous system? Yes, absolutely, of course. But mindset mastery, a conversation that is lost a lot, is the emotional intelligence piece of it. And when you learn to master you, which literally that's all manifestation is, you guys, it's not about anything outside of you. It is always about you, who you're being, the thoughts you're thinking, the self-talk you have all day long, the feelings that you're feeling, the actions that you take, the behaviors that you have, the habits that you engage in daily, the routines that you do. Who you're being is very evident. if you're paying attention. And if you can play this self-awareness accountability game, you're going to master reality creation, because it is really fucking easy to look at the outside world and come up with justifications, reasons, and excuses as to why you can't have your desire. But what if you don't go there? What if going there was something that you weren't available for? What if instead you said, wait a minute, I have been told to live this way, but I see everyone living this way as kind of miserable, kind of really not happy, kind of just like settling. But when I look and see, and I look for new evidence of a different way of living and being, and I see people that are playing this reality creation game a little differently, they're actually living these insanely audacious lives that I think I'd like to claim. What would Alexa do? I fucking love you, Angel. All of my private clients, by the time they get done working with me, they have me in their mind and they go, what would Alexa do? What would Alexa do? What would Alexa do? Because I am going to teach you to coach yourself by basically having a little me in your brain that goes, will we do it right now? Are we engaging in that thought? Is that self-talk getting us closer to our desire? Is playing out this story matching the desired reality? Am I playing small again? Did I go into victim frequency? Am I doubting myself? Am I dropping my power? Like, you're the one that needs to be able to clock yourself, because it comes down to who you are being all day long. And when we have this conversation, I find a lot of people go, okay, but I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. Yes, and I love it. It's great. I appreciate your tough love. I fucking love you, Angel. I love you, girl. I love you. I love you. I love all my clients. I was just talking to another client before I got on here, and she was like, girl, you will not even believe the magic that I have been manifesting lately. And I just fucking love you guys so much. So to anyone who's worked with me, I fucking love you. If you want to work with me, I've got some short-term options open, which are insane based on the masterclass that I just did. If you're looking for 3 days of private mentorship with me, then just DM me, because I'll send you the link, because you'll never, ever, ever get to work with me for this little price. Hold on. Let me just see what some of these comments say. Because I desire nothing. That's amazing that you are practicing Buddhism. Let's see. I'm one of those. I don't get it, apparently. Okay. So then, Remus, I'm speaking to you right now, and we're just going to go through the noise, okay? So the reason that you're not understanding who you're being and how to logically move from a different identity is because your identity is stored in your subconscious. Your beliefs, your behaviors, the actions that you take, and the habits you engage in are all in your subconscious, and so is your identity. So when it comes to becoming a conscious creator, we need to not only learn how to consciously show up differently, but we also need to change and reprogram and rewire our subconscious. Now, those are tools that you can implement daily. Those are your sleep tracks. That's your EFT tapping. Those are your hypnosis, your meditations, your breath work. Those are all of the things and the tools that will help you reprogram your mind. And if you want support with that, just get into my program, Reprogram Yourself. It's a 30-day challenge where every day I drop a tool and drop NLP and things that will help you reprogram and regulate yourself, so that way you can manifest anything that you desire. But what I want to talk to you about is the consciousness shift and the identity shift that is required for you to manifest your desired reality. So when it comes down to it, what I want you to do is I want you to start studying yourself. So studying yourself looks like when you wake up all day long, and honestly, like, this is a full-blown masterclass at this point, so I'm gonna give you homework. If you're somebody that is struggling with the identity piece, if you're struggling with self-concept, if you're struggling with manifestation at all, what I want you to do is right now, you're probably on your phone. After this, write it down and make a note. But put a note in your iPhone, whatever phone you have, make a note and say self, current self. What I want you to do is for one day, I want you to start paying attention to yourself. This is gonna be a very interesting game for any of you who have never done this. I want you to start paying attention to yourself. From the moment you wake up, what do? What's the first thought that goes in your head? What's the first feeling you feel when you wake up? What is the story that you're telling yourself as you are getting ready throughout your day? What are the routines that you have? And when I mean that, what do you do? Like, when you wake up, what's the first thing that you do? What's the first thing you reach for? Is it your phone? Do you go and work out? Do you go grab coffee? I want you to start paying attention to who you're being. And what I mean by that is all day long, what are the thoughts that are running through your head? What are the feelings that you're feeling? What are the actions that you're taking? What are the routines that you're doing? And I want you to jot them all out. So it's not about judging or anything, but I just want you to be like, okay, so I had this thought about money, I had this thought about myself, and be honest. Like, no one, again, this isn't a pass and fail situation. This is about you being able to identify who you're being. So you do that, clock it. You notice that you're thinking worrisome thoughts about money. I want you to write down what that thought is. You notice that you're standing in the mirror and you're saying nasty things to yourself. I want you to write it down. You notice that you're scrolling on TikTok for 2 hours in a day. I want you to write it down. So what you're going to do is for 24 hours, you're going to pay attention to who you're being. No judging, no trying to fix, nothing. Just pay attention. So then the next day, you now have this notepad that basically is showing you who you are. It's showing you the thoughts that you think about yourself. It's showing the thoughts that you think about your current job or business. It's showing you the thoughts that you think about your relationships. It's showing you the thoughts that you think about your family. Hey, Lulu. It's showing you the thoughts that you think about all of the things. Your beliefs create your reality, and your beliefs show you who you are. They show you how you believe life gets to go for you. And when you start looking at yourself, I want you to look at the beliefs that you were thinking throughout the day, and I want you to ask yourself, does thinking this belief make sense for the reality I'm currently living in? And that answer is always going to be yes. Because if you have a belief that money is hard to come by, money is going to be hard to come by. If you have a belief that you are in an unhealthy body and you're overweight, you're going to keep being in an unhealthy body and be overweight. Your beliefs are showing you how you created this reality. They are the strings. They are the intricate wiring that creates this 3D matrix that is projected out from you. But if we don't talk about it in those very ethereal and complex ways, and if we talk about it very tangibly and simply, if you do this for one day and you look at very openly and honestly, if you just look at yourself and say, okay, yeah, I did think that thought. And okay, yeah, I did do that. And okay, yeah, like that is, you know, the feeling state that I was in all day long. I want you to honestly ask yourself, does this version of me that's on this piece of paper right now, am I showing up as the version of me that gets everything that I want? And here's how you ask that. Would the version of me that gets everything that they want think that thought? Would they think that about money? Would they think that about themselves? Would they think that about their business? Would they think that about their career, about their car, about their house, about their family, whatever it is? Would they think that? The answer's mostly going to be no, right? So then it's like, okay, what would they think then? The version of me who does get everything that they want. Like, take a step out of this version of you, this identity, and say, and here's what I want you to do. If there were no fucking rules, because there are no fucking rules, the version of you that gets everything that they want, they're not playing by the rules. They're creating their own fucking rule book, you guys. Like, throw the rules out. They didn't work. They suck. Time to play out something new. You're creating the rules for your life. The rules for your life become the beliefs of your identity. What does the version of you who gets everything that they want believe about money? What do they believe about success? What do they believe about themselves? What do they believe is available for them in a relationship? What car do they drive? How do they show up? How do they feel all day long? I understand that the manifestation principles can be complex, but if you are just simply willing to be more accountable and more aware, this is shadow work, you guys. Like, this is real world shadow work. This is the gnarly shit that we do all day long in my private coaching containers, because you've got to be able to look at who you're actually being. That means you can't be unconscious. That means you have to start playing the game of conscious reality creation, because unconscious reality creation is what you were programmed to do. That's you reacting to your external circumstances. But when you are creating your external circumstances, you've got to show up differently. And I literally, I recorded a video on this today. I think this is the last video on my page. I think I posted it, but if not, I'll be posting it later. So don't hold me to this. But I talked about how there's, and we started this masterclass talking about this, right? Like, there's really two states of being you're in. Having it, the version of yourself that gets it, the version of yourself that gets everything that they want, not having it, the version of yourself who doesn't get their desires, the version of yourself who struggles. It's really about coming back to these two places and clocking which identity am I playing out right now? Am I playing out the version of me who reacts to external circumstances, who believes that things don't go my way, who comes up with stories as to why I don't get what I want, who keeps allowing the struggle in? Or am I shifting to this new version of myself who is knowing and trusting that they get to have everything that they want, that they're divinely supported, that it gets to come in quickly and easily, that the struggle isn't required, that their stories and self-talk align with this version of themselves? And we have to be able to completely remove ourselves from this reality and playing this game, and we need to jump into this game. And it's gotta be a complete, we gotta detach. You gotta detach from your old identity, and you need to immediately shift into your new identity. And that sounds like, when we talk about identity, it sounds so complex, but it's just like, who are you being? We've broken it down. Who you're being is the thoughts that you're thinking. It's the stories that you're telling yourself. It's what you expect is gonna happen for you. It's how you feel all day long. It's the behaviors you have. It's the actions you take. It is the environments that you're in. This is all making up who you're being. So if we can look at who we're being honestly and say, is the version of myself that I'm being right now available? Are they ready to receive? Are they ready to receive the manifestation? Or am I continuing to tell a story of how things don't go my way? Am I continuing to play out an identity who struggles? Am I continuing to talk about my reality as it has been? Because this is the biggest thing that I need you guys to know. You can't keep talking, thinking, and feeling into your old reality and easily, quickly, and consistently manifest a new reality. Do you understand how that literally can't work? The math doesn't math even energetically. And this is what so many people are doing. They're getting frustrated, so they're spending 3 hours a day on TikTok trying to find some new fucking method or some secret that somebody is missing. But when it comes down to it, if they actually just for 24 fucking hours observed themselves, that's not gonna be fun, is it? What the fuck's gonna come up when we do that? Here's the thing though. Who you're being matches the reality you're living in. If you want to have a new reality, you don't wait for your reality to change. You intentionally decide who you're going to be, and you build out this new character. I have always called it character building. You have always done this, and you will always do this. You are a chameleon. You can become anyone that you want. You are a shapeshifter, whatever term you want to use. You can decide, but you need to be the one that says, wait a minute, in order for me to change my identity, I've got to get out of the matrix and this old identity, and I need to shift into the new identity with the new rules, and I need to be all the fuck in. All the fuck in. You can't have one foot in this over here as a safety net, and then one foot over here as putting your tippy toes on it and no, jump. You gotta let go. You've gotta let go of the old identity. And what I mean by that is, I don't care what happened even a minute ago. From this moment forward, your thoughts, the self-talk, the feelings that you're in, the actions that you take, the stories that you tell yourself, the expectations that you have, 100% delusionally convicted on getting everything that you want. I don't care. Hear me when I say this. Somebody needs to hear it. I don't care what's happening outside of you. And you shouldn't either. It's distracting you. What I care about and what fucking matters the most is that you say, no, I'm not playing that game. I'm not playing that game with you, Matrix, anymore. I'm not going to react. I'm not going to respond because I'm regulating my nervous system. So I know how to not emotionally react. I know how to not respond. And I'm consciously choosing the self-talk that I'm saying all day long. I'm consciously choosing the thoughts that I'm thinking all day long. I am consciously choosing the identity that I'm playing out all day long. And I know that the only way for my reality to shift is for me to shift. So in order for me to shift, I need to stop looking at what's happening outside of me, because if I keep looking at what's happening outside of me, I'm going to keep reacting like the version of me who's living in this reality. Do you see? It's like an intricate matrix. That's why I call it a maze. You're getting trapped in the maze of the matrix. And you gotta just say, wait a minute. I can just boop. I don't have to do this anymore. I can just boop. I can just decide, like, wait a minute, it doesn't matter. I don't need to find my way out of this matrix. I can just decide I'm not in this maze anymore. Okay, done. Decide to move, decide to move, decide to move, decide to move. Is the thought that you're thinking in this moment right now aligned with your current reality or desired reality? Clock it. Current reality, all right, what's the new story? What's the new belief? What do we want for ourselves instead? If you keep looking at that old reality, if you keep thinking about it, if you keep speaking about it, if you keep feeling into it, if you keep allowing that old reality to dictate who you are and how you feel, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're not being a conscious creator. You're unconsciously reacting like the programmed version of yourself that you were told you had to be. That version of yourself does not get everything that they want. The version of yourself who does get everything that they want, they're a conscious being. And here's the thing that I think like we're losing in this conversation. Shadow work is the gnarliest fucking thing that you'll ever do. It is not love and light. Like, I love you and I will send out the light and I'm all about the energetics. I'm a Reiki master, like certified Reiki master. Like, we're all about that, right? But too many people think that this is going to be some airy fairy express and that everything's going to be all like rainbows and butterflies once you get here. It's not going to be all rainbows and butterflies. This is the gnarliest game of accountability and self-awareness that you're ever going to play because you've got to be conscious. And yes, Jasmine, you got to clock it. You got to be clocking who you're being. Because if you're not clocking it, you're unconsciously playing out the old version of yourself. This game of conscious awareness is not for the faint of heart. It's easy as fuck to complain, to react, to go, things don't work out for me. Life just has to be hard. This is just the way that it has to go. Easy peasy. I mean, you're going to be miserable forever. You're going to live a really mundane life. But if that's what you want, if you're looking for the easy route, it's been laid out for you. Is it going to be easy for the long term? Fuck no. It's going to be way harder to live that one out. But what if you could just decide that I could actually shift quickly and I don't need to keep playing this game of hardship, struggle, sacrifice for a long time. I just need to know how to crack the code. I just need to know how to crack the code to reality creation. And if you want a step-by-step guide to cracking the code, I literally have a ebook that's my new reality shifting guide that walks you step by step through manifesting a new reality in the next 30 days. And I give you this laid out step by step. You're going to get so fucking clear on who you are. You're going to get so clear on your beliefs. You're going to get so clear on what you actually desire. And then we're going to get so fucking clear on how to become that version of ourselves and the tools that you need to implement. Like, I give it all to you. You're going to be creating your own sleep tape. And I'm going to teach you how to do that. You are going to be having affirmations that work specifically for your beliefs to unlock your unconscious beliefs. I'm going to teach you how to identify exactly what the fuck you want. And I'm going to give you a morning routine and a daily routine so that way you're doing the damn thing. And when I mean doing the damn thing, I mean reprogramming your subconscious, because you can reprogram your subconscious mind to manifest on autopilot for you. And I'm going to tell you the tools that you need, and it doesn't need to be overcomplicated. So if you're looking for a really low ticket way and an option that you can literally have on your phone with you everywhere you go, basically me in your back pocket, then go ahead and grab it because it is so fucking good. And I will still let you guys use the discount code if you want to grab it for only $33, which is fucking insane. Just use the word SHIFT, all capitals, and you'll get it for $33. I'm probably going to delete that code soon because it's just like such an insane discount. But if you want to grab it, I would run, not walk, because I will still allow you guys to get it for the $33. Just click on the link in my bio. It's the second link, I believe. Who you are being is something that when you become conscious of, you can't go unconscious of. And this is something that you need to do independent of your current circumstances. If you keep reacting to your old circumstances, if you keep telling the story of how life gets to go for you based on your past or current circumstances, you don't have any space or awareness for you to manifest a new reality. And that is why it's so essential for you to consciously be shifting your focus throughout the day. Am I putting my attention on what I want? Am I telling myself the story of how I want life to go for me? Am I writing out a new reality for me? Am I playing out the character that gets everything that I want? Or am I getting burnt out? Am I getting frustrated? Am I getting anxious? Am I getting depressed? Am I getting sad? Am I getting frustrated with my current reality? Because You're manifesting from this moment right now. If we're getting sad, if we're getting frustrated, if we're getting angry, if we're feeling doubtful, if we're feeling worried, what's happening? We're manifesting more from that frequency. And I get that this is like a catch-22 cycle that you feel like you're in, but remember what I said. You've got to be the one that just says, wait, I'm done. Because if you keep fighting to get out and clawing to get out, you're going to keep being in that frantic frequency. And that means we're only going to manifest more things at that frequency, which is going to be frantic and it's not going to be good. So we need to be the ones that understand that emotional intelligence, nervous system regulation, subconscious reprogramming, along with consciousness awareness shifts are really what needs to come into this. And while it sounds like I'm giving you a lot, I'm really just asking you to clock who you're being. I'm really just asking you to pay attention to the self-talk that you are playing out in your head all day long. I'm really just asking you to pay attention to how you're feeling. Are you allowing yourself to get knocked down by a tidal wave of emotions and stay there because you're not regulating your nervous system consistently? When I tell you that you should be regulating your nervous system, I don't mean once a day. I mean every single fucking time that you get dysregulated. Because if you're regulating your nervous system every single time the dysregulation comes up, you would never be sitting sad in a corner. You would never be playing out worst case scenario stories. You would never be allowing yourself to be getting frustrated, depressed, because what are you doing? You're playing out the old character. The old character is reacting to their reality and responding to it. And then they're stuck in this cycle. The new character says, all right, that was fucking funny. You got me again. I almost went there. I almost did that damn dance with you again. Matrix, old self. But I've been regulating that damn nervous system, so I'm gonna find the humor. And I'm gonna have some spaciousness. Before I react, before I respond, before I start telling a story that aligns with that, I'm gonna actually flip the script. And I'm gonna continue to persist in the story of where I get everything that I want. It does not matter what my current reality looks like, because if I keep looking at that current reality, I'm gonna keep manifesting it. That's why I always tell you, put your blinders on. Put your blinders on. Focus on who you wanna be. Focus on the reality you wanna be in. The only way you're gonna become that version, the only way you're gonna get that reality is if you stop focusing on the old reality. I know that it's difficult, but you've got to be hungry enough. You've got to want it enough. You've got to be the one that says, I'm willing to go there. I'm willing to look at myself. I'm willing to look at my beliefs. I'm willing to be accountable. I'm willing to stop coming up with justifications as to why I can't have it. And I'm willing to actually fucking forge through. I'm ready to persist. I'm ready to be the one that says, I did it. I did the damn thing. Doesn't matter how long it took you, but what matters is from this moment forward, you decide. Decide right now that no matter what's been happening for you, no matter what, and I want you to decide not just with the manifestations that are easy for you, but I want you to, and I know that you know this, there is one area that you really struggle with in manifestation. I want you to apply that to that area. What if you just decided to stop telling the story of struggle? What if you just decided to stop playing out as the version of yourself who doesn't get that manifestation? Are you struggling with love, but then you keep telling a story of how there's no good men out there or how your current partner doesn't treat you right? Because that's what's going to happen. The second you start telling a story of how you're so magnetic, you're so loved, everyone wants to date you, get princess treatment, even if you've never gotten princess treatment and you've been married for 20 years, watch the princess treatment come. If you are really struggling with money, you can't keep telling the story of how you barely have money and you're struggling and it's hard to pay bills, because what identity are you playing out? What belief system are you playing out? What reality are you playing out? You've got to start telling a story independent of your current reality, because your current reality is your old reality unless you keep speaking about it, unless you keep thinking about it, unless you keep feeling into it. So, who can you be? Fucking anybody. Who do you want to be? Because again, you can be anybody you want. And the way that you're going to quantum leap, the fastest way that you're going to quantum leap is by you creating a new identity and embodying it immediately. And that's exactly what I walk you through in the reality shifting guide. And I also have if you're more of like a program person, I also have a self-concept master course that will help you through this. Yes, yell at me. I love you, girl. And I am passionate. I'm not trying to yell at you, but like sometimes I think we need to be yelled at a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm trying to bring your consciousness back. It's hard to be unconscious when somebody's talking at you with intensity because you're like, okay, I'm here. I don't know if I want to hear this, but I'm here. Anything keeping me from shifting is fear of disappointment. What if I genuinely try and it doesn't work? Amazing question. And does the version of you who gets everything that they want tell a story that doesn't work? Are they available for that reality? Here's the thing, you guys. You say that you want something. You know that it's the reprogramming work. You know the affirmations. You know all the things. You know all the tools. You know that you need to focus inward. You know that it's reality creation is inward, then outward. You know that you got to stop looking at the circumstances. You know that you got to persist with a new story. And if you're one of my previous clients and students, you know I'm about to call you out. But are you doing it? Are you doing the damn thing? Because genuinely trying, if you're trying to get something, that means you're working, forcing, trying to make reality conform for you instead of you conforming and allowing reality to create around you. You're not trying. This isn't a game of trying. This is a game of becoming, embodying, being. So it's not about trying to get something. It's not about trying to be somebody else. And when you try and then you look out at your reality an hour later, 3 hours later, a day later, a week later, and then that thing that you wanted to see outside of you isn't there, you go into the story of it doesn't work. If we're being fully honest with ourselves, during the time frame of us saying that we wanted the desire and the time frame of us deciding that it didn't work, if we actually looked at when we wanted it, we probably had a belief that said it wasn't going to work. And because the subconscious overriding belief was that it wasn't going to work, no matter what you did consciously, it didn't work. That's why it is so essential for you to do the subconscious reprogramming. And again, just getting to reprogram yourself. It's on sale right now if you want all of the tools, because I give you every tool for 30 days. You've got a tool and I will completely shift you. But it isn't about trying. It's not about looking at our reality and saying we don't have it yet. Because if we're talking about acting as if we're talking about living in the end, if we're talking about embodiment, if we're talking about living in the wish fulfilled, we are saying that regardless of what's happening outside of ourselves. We're still telling the story of how we want it to go. So much so that, and this is why delusion has come up, and this is why I call it delusionally convicted in my world, and I understand that that's not a term, but I've made it one, and so in my world it is. Delusionally convicted means I tell the story of how I get everything that I want until I get everything that I want, because there's no reality where I don't get it. There's no reality where it might not work. There's no reality where something outside of me is telling me whether I get to get it or not, because I'm the one that's creating my reality. So I decide. But have you actually decided? Because in order for you to decide you're going to have something different, you've got to go all in. You have to completely release all of the beliefs that tell you that you can't have it, that tells you that it has to be hard, that tells you that the struggle is required, that tells you that it might not work. Because when you get into the knowing state, if you close your eyes right now, and I want you to just see, and don't tell me that you can't visualize. If you can't visualize, I want you to get into the feeling state. Close your eyes right now. Take a few deep breaths, and I want you to think about the manifestation that you want. I want you to think about what it looks like, what it feels like. Who is the version of you that has that manifestation? You can close your eyes right now and you can create a mental movie and you can see that version of yourself play out. You can feel into that version of yourself. If you can see them and you can feel them, that is already real. Who is to tell you that this reality that you're currently in is more real than that reality that you can see and feel in your mind? because this is literally an energetic reality. It's built in quantum physics. That reality that you're seeing and feeling into when you close your eyes is a reality. And if you can just anchor into that version of yourself, you also anchor into that reality. But the problem is, just like what I was saying earlier, is so many people are still playing the game of the matrix, but trying to learn manifestation principles and trying to learn how to manifest while living in the matrix and being the identity of the version of themselves that's in the matrix, instead of jumping out of the maze, playing in the 4D realm of energetics, which says, I'm going to visualize the reality as I desire it to be. I'm going to train my subconscious mind to see it to be true, to believe it to be true, to know that it is true for me because it's already seen it. Once your subconscious mind has seen something, it gets to work to creating it for you. You have created a subconscious blueprint because your subconscious mind does not speak in words. It speaks in sensory input. And that is why the subconscious reprogramming tools are so important, because you're training yourself to see yourself in that reality. You're teaching your subconscious mind to create that reality, and you're helping yourself to anchor into that version of yourself, that identity, that feeling state, those thoughts, all of the things. But what so many people are doing is they're saying, I really want to manifest the money. But they're looking at their 3D still. They're looking at the money in their bank account. They're looking at how much money came in. They're looking at how many sales came into their business. They're looking at how many bills are coming in. They're looking at, and then they're going, oh, well, of course it doesn't work. But all day long, your attention was on lack of money. Okay, yeah, you want to manifest the money, but who are you being? Who are you being in relation to money right now? A wealthy person or a poor person? You want to manifest the love? Okay, who are you being right now in relation to love? A loved person or an unloved person? You say you want to manifest the success. Okay, who are you being right now? A successful person or an unsuccessful person? You say you want to manifest the health. Okay, who are you being right now? A healthy person or an unhealthy person? Reality creation is actually so simple when you are focusing on who you're being. It isn't about all the affirmations. It isn't about all of the journaling. It isn't about the 20 fucking day long meditation retreat. It's about who you're being. And if you're not paying attention to who you're being, and if you're not fully accountable and honest with yourself and who you're being, that's when you're trying to manifest and it isn't working. Because you're trying to do something with a belief system that it's likely not to work. The mindset and the energy that you're in when you take an action is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And that self-fulfilling prophecy is your experience. It is your reality. So I love you. And I am, again, not calling you out. But this is what mentorship is, you guys. Like, this is, you say something and then your mentor goes, okay, and this is clocking it. If you can't clock it for yourself, this is why mentors like me exist. Because we will help you clock it. And that's why my clients and students manifest insane magic within 3 days of being in my world, because I'm gonna make you clock all of the things. And is it uncomfortable? A little bit. But once you're like, oh shit, you're right, that was it, then you have a decision and you get to go, but wait a minute, I don't actually want to do that anymore. I don't want to think that anymore. I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't want that reality anymore. And then you get really fucking stoked and excited, because then you get to create a whole new fucking identity and a whole new reality and a whole new story and a whole new rule book to play by. And that's when reality creation gets fun. So if you're looking for one-on-one support, get into mentorship with me. I literally have a few left of 3-day mentorship options that are only $333 right now today, which is fucking insane. Normally you'd be paying thousands of dollars to get mentorship with me. So if you're looking for short-term mentorship for 3 days, you'll have me in your back pocket. The amount of conscious awareness shifts and identity shifts and mindset shifts that can happen in 3 days in my world, you'll never be the same. You'll never be the same.